Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Akakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Okay, so we're talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, good book right here. Got some decent information. Who is Esau, Edom? Okay, all right. So I'm going to refer to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Okay, this the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I'm going to read from under Edom or Edomites. Okay. I'm going to read some at the top just to give you an idea, and then I'm going to go to the end because that's what I really want to get into. But Esau or Edom, Edomites. Okay, the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau, he founded the country, so his name equated with East Edom. The country was also called Seir or Mount Seir. Okay, Salakia. Let me move my camera a little here. All right. Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. Okay. All right, so I'm going to jump to the bottom. Okay, so Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites, okay, you black Latinos and Native American Indians, the neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from our power, Yahweh. Okay, so the nation of Edom isn't going to receive any mercy from the Most High. Okay, so with everything that's taking place, this fucking lunatic that is in the White House is actually talking about sending troops into Mexico. And he said he don't give a damn what the other countries say, the other nations say, but he is going to take Greenland. Okay. He said he's gonna send troops to Greenland so they can secure it so that Russia and China don't take it. Okay. This man is getting ready to bring great judgment to his people, man. He's an unwise king. And he's getting ready to bring great judgment. And it, just like the scripture, just like the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary said, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. So right now we know that the nation of Edom, okay, as a so-called white man, is getting ready to bring great judgment, okay, to these people. Let me grab Isaiah 14 and 21. Yep. Grab that real quick. All right. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay. So what is being prepared right now is slaughter, man. Okay. For the so-called whites that are here in America right now. Okay. They have the ICE agents out here now. They're starting to shoot and kill people. Okay. And they're not even getting a smack on the hand for it. The vice president said that he don't want nobody trying to prosecute that case, and that's going to be the sentiment, man. And these ICE agents are going to start killing people. And what's going to happen? Egyptian is going to fight against Egyptian, and all hell is going to break loose here in America. Okay, there's going to be a civil war, and then Russia and China are going to start. They're going to start trying to invade this place, man. They're going to set themselves in position to invade America. Then the real shit is going to start. Okay? This is the great future judgment of the nation of Edom, man. And then once all hell starts breaking loose, okay, that means the elect are sealed. Okay? And the tribulation, and immediately after the tribulation, okay, as soon as this shit starts getting thick, okay, the Most High is going to pull his people out of here. Them nuclear missiles are going to come. We're going to come back down out of the chariots with them new bodies, and we're going to start putting people's asses in chains. Okay, we're going to start kicking some ass, basically. All right. Job 16:11. God hath delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. 9 and matter of fact, let me grab it. I got a few on Job that I might grab. All right. Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, so we were given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, but here at the end, after we have died, okay, after the third and fourth generation, I went into reincarnation. We return, okay, to play out our judgment. All right. So right now, what is our judgment? Okay, for those that are in the new covenant, being as though we are still in the hands of our enemies, we're still in the hands of the wicked. We are still in a position of difficulty. Okay. All right. We're still bound by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. But understanding that we have come into the new covenant, and being as though we have come into the new covenant, what is taking place? We are being taken out of the hand of the wicked. Okay? The truth shall set you free. All right? And the truth is that we are in the new covenant, and we have returned and agreed, okay, come under the bond, okay, and agreed to be in the covenant. That lights and shit. You know, it's raining outside, but it ain't motherfucking thunder and lightning and windy. The lights is dimming and shit. But we are still in this captivity, but we know that we are going to get salvation from this captivity through the new covenant. Okay, so those of you that are not in the covenant, that haven't come under the bond or the agreement, coming back under the rod and coming into the agreement of the new covenant, you're going to be caught up in the destruction of the nation of Edom. Okay, if you do not have the Thawah, if you do not have on the right wedding garment, okay, when the bridegroom appears, okay, if you do not have on the right wedding garment, you're going to be left here and you're going to receive the judgment, okay, because you have not come under the rod and into the bond or the agreement of the covenant. Okay, so this judgment is going to be, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If you're continuing to try to be a part of this world, okay, this age, all right, then the Most High is going to leave you here to be destroyed. Okay? Period, point blank. All right, verse Job 20 and 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from our power, Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by God, our power. Okay, this is the heritage. This is why when I read that, it said they are the only nation, are the only neighbors of the children of Israel that are not going to receive any mercy. Okay, they're not going to receive any mercy whatsoever, man. The Most High is going to put their asses down, man. Okay, all right. Job 30 and 1. But they that are younger than I have me in derision. Okay. Because Esau came around later on in the game, man. You had Cain and Abel, okay. Well, who was before Cain and Abel? Adam. Okay, the Adamites. So we've been around for a long time before that wicked seed came down here, man. Okay, all right. So Esau is the younger. They have us in derision. Okay, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. So Job said, I don't want them sleeping with my dogs, man. I don't want them sleeping nowhere near there. Get your ass out there and find a bush to crawl up under, man. You ain't sleeping in the barn with my dogs. You know? He wouldn't let the Edomite sleep around his dogs, man, because they're vile. They're disgusting people, man. You know? You see it on the news every once in a while. They get caught sleeping with dogs and shit. And one chick died. I think the one lady, fucking white chick, fucking died fucking around with a horse, man. It's gross. She died. A horse motherfucking fucked her ass, fucking popped her ass open inside, man. You know? Dumbass. She a Salakia. Yea, whereunto might the strength of your hands profit me, and whom old age was perished, for want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time desolate and waste, into Mount Seir. Okay? And then Mount Seir was destroyed. And where did they go after Rome fell? They went up into the Caucasus Mountains. Okay? Who cut up mellows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Okay? They were driven forth from among men because during the time that they were in Seir, what did they do? All they did was run around and loot, man. They went around to different cities and people where people were dwelling, and they would go and they would steal, man, and kill. You know, the same fucking thing they're doing today. And nothing changed about. Ain't nothing changed. There's nothing new under the sun, man. Okay, nothing has changed with the nation of Edom. Nothing. You know, they go around in the name of democracy right now today and say that they're doing a good when they're really actually trying to loot, man. Okay, they tell you that somebody is a fucking thief and a robber. He's killing his own people. He's stealing the money. He's looting the country. You know, they paint a picture of you, and then they blame you for all the things that are wrong. But then they want to send troops in to either kill you, capture you, and then trump up some fucking charge. That's a. I'm saying that not in pun. Trump, trump up some charges. You know, this is the shit that they do, man. You know, so this is why the Most High has a hell of a judgment for them. And a lot of our people are going to get caught up in that judgment because they don't want to get right. 2/3 of Israel are not going to come into the covenant. They're not going to do it. Some are going to do it out of ignorance, you know, but some that understand this truth are going to do it knowing, you know, instead of them letting go of that pride, man. You know, humbling themselves and coming into the covenant, they'd rather be proud, okay, to keep their seat, okay, that they're going to get caught up in this judgment, man. Okay? All right? They dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in rocks. Okay, the Caucasus Mountain. What does Caucasian mean? It means cave dweller. Okay? So in the mountains of Seir, if you look at some images of Seir, you can see that they had carved caves in the sides of the rocks, man. And this is where they lived. Okay, just like in the Caucasus Mountains, you go up to Russia, Georgia, Russia, and to the Caucasus Mountains, and you'll find caves up there, man. This is where these fucking cave beasts lived at. Okay, that's why they like dogs so much too, because they used to use dogs to guard the cave entrances from bears and other large predators, man. Okay, all right. This is what they do. You see, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rock, among the bushes they braid. And I looked that word up, braid. That means to make the horse sound like a horse. This is what they did, man. all bundled up, all piled up on each other, funky as hell, farting and pissing on each other all night. It's just disgusting, man. Making horse sounds. Talking about ooh, ooh, that's what they did, man. Y'all a bunch of fucking cave beasts, man. All right, y'all a bunch of cave beasts. Under the bushes, and boy, I just said it. And among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. Okay. Yep. They pile up on each other, man, for warmth. You know. What's that movie with Ringo Starr? It's called Caveman. Y'all gotta watch that. That shit is pretty funny, because they would tell like somebody that they didn't like, they would say like they'd see a tree with berries on it, and they'll say ooh like food and shit, and they'll tell the motherfucker, yo, go ahead, eat that, try that, and if the motherfucker got sick and died, they wouldn't eat it. That's what they would do. But that Esau's a damn beast, man. All right, verse 8. They were the children of fools, yea, children of base men. That's why the scriptures tell you that the Most High, to show His power, He could put the basest of men into power, man. And He has put the basis of men into power. That's why the earth is in distress. Okay, the earth is in distress because these people were put into power. They don't do land Sabbaths. They don't do. There's so many things that they're doing right now. They're spraying chemtrails, heavy metals in the sky to block the sun. Okay, where the sun is extremely necessary for plant growth, man. Okay, the heavy metals are getting into people's bodies and destroying them, man. They're making artificial food, Campbell's. You see, they're feeding you. They're feeding you. Well, there was a scripture I was looking at the other day, and it said that we were going to eat our food defiled amongst the heathen, and how he took a cow chip. He was telling one of the prophets to eat that. Hey man, here you might as well go ahead and eat this, because this is what the fuck you're gonna be eating when you get to in captivity with these damn people. When you go into captivity under these people, the wicked, this is what you're going to be eating. So you might take a bite right now and see what you're going to get to, what your people are getting ready to get into. And tell your people, this is what you're going to be, this is what's going to happen to you. Okay? And this is what is happening. Okay? You can't drink the fucking water out of the fountain, out of the sink. You got to go buy certain types of water and hope that you're getting a decent brand. Okay, and we have a filter on here. We have a filter on our sink. Okay, it's necessary to have that, and I don't even know if that's doing too much. Yeah, it may be to an extent, but at the end of the day, everything that we consume, man, pretty much. Like I bought some bananas last week, and I'm gonna tell you, bro. I almost told my wife, "Hey, man, I don't think I'm gonna take no more fucking bananas to work after those bananas that I ate last week, man. It's getting pretty gnarly." All right, so let me continue. Verse 9, and now I am their song, yea, I am their byword. See, they got us in this captivity, and they call us black, Puerto Rican, Cuban. Well, that's not our names, man. We are the 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, okay, Gad, Reuben, okay, Asher, Naphtali, all right, Issachar, all right. Now they call us black and Mexican and Puerto Rican and nigger and coon and all kind of other shit. All right, they abhor me. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. Because he has loosed my cord and afflicted me, they have also let loose the bridle before me. Upon my right hand rise the youth, They push away my feet and raise up against the ways of their destruction. They mar my path. They set forward my calamity. They have no helper. Okay, they mar the path. Okay, the redlining. All right, don't want to hire you and shit at certain jobs. Okay, even though you're qualified or even overqualified for some of these fucking bullshit ass jobs they trying to push people in and don't pay you but work the shit out you. All right. They came upon me as a wide break in a water, and in desolation they rolled themselves upon me. Terrors are turned upon me. They pursue my soul as the wind, and my welfare passes away as a cloud. And now my soul is poured out upon me. The days of affliction have taken hold upon me. My bones are pierced in me in the night season, and my sinews take no rest. By the great force of my disease is my garment changed and bindeth me, and also the collar of my coat. Then we'll stop there. All right. Okay, Psalms 52 and 2. Thy tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp sword, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than speaking righteousness. See, this is how Esau gets down, man. Okay, his tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor. Look at what Trump is doing right now. Okay, they told you they were going into Venezuela because of the drugs. Okay, most of the drugs don't come out of Venezuela. That's a known fact. Um, like I said, he makes these. He'll make you look like a bad guy. He'll make anyone look bad, okay? And they've done this year after year, after president after president after president after president, okay? Okay. They made Saddam Hussein look like a criminal. Okay, he got weapons of mass destruction. They said that I can't remember his name, the president in Syria, they called him, they said the same thing about him. They were saying the same thing about all of these, Libya, okay, Muammar Gaddafi, okay, that he was doing all these bad things to his people. But come to find out, the man would give $50,000 to people that just got married, okay, so that they can have a down payment on a house, free education across the board, free education, all right, free college, okay. But he was doing all of these bad things. He sent in the hitmen, okay, because see, they have their own fucking black army that they can send into these countries. Mercenaries, okay. One of the one of them is Blackwater. I believe the name of it is Blackwater. They have Blackwater over in Afghanistan. Just killing motherfuckers. You know, that's what they use them for. We want to go in there and destabilize the country. Okay? So we can go and take their shit. This is how Esau gets down. I read it earlier. Okay? You know, when he dwelled in Mount Seir, he was kicked up. People got him, get the fuck out. You got to go. We don't want you around here no goddamn more. You know? You see? Became the Macedonians. Learned warfare from the Greeks because Philip was a captive of the Greeks, which were Japhet. They were a dark-skinned people. You would call them Samoans right now, okay? Samoans, Hawaiians, all right? Those people, and some of the people in New Zealand, I can't remember what they call them, okay? But they learned warfare from these people. Philip, the Macedonian, when he escaped, he taught his son, Alexander. And what did Alexander do when they developed what would be called the modern day warfare? Okay, They became the Romans, you see, and they became great warriors, man. They learned from other people how to fucking develop armies, man, and warfare. Because their blessing, if you go back to Deuteronomy, Salakia, Genesis, the 25th chapter, I believe it's the 25th or the 27th. I believe it's the 27th, um, when the blessing was given, okay, of the sword. Okay, matter of fact, let me grab it. Let me grab that. Yeah, it's 27. Yep. All right. Genesis 27. And I'll start at 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. They go around and steal shit. They go around and use their military, their sword, their blessing, okay, which Isaac, who is Yahushua, we know about reincarnation. We know Isaac came back as Solomon. Solomon came back as Yahushua, okay? Because I went into that in the reincarnation video that I'd done. I may go into it again. I might do that again. That was a pretty good video. Can add to that. But we know that uh, uh, because we understand when Solomon, okay, what David was being told, this is when he will be my son, and if he transgresses, if he goes against, if he sins, then I'm going to bring him under the rod of men. We know that Solomon was never touched. He died at old age. So when he came back as Yahushua, he had to pay for his sins first, which when he came back in third, fourth generation, like I said, he had to pay for the time that he built his Moabite concubine a temple to her God, and that was a no-no. So he had to pay for that, okay? And some others that he did some favors for, which he shouldn't have. But being in his old age, he wasn't thinking correctly. But the Most High never allowed Solomon to be touched. That's why we know that when Yahushua came, he had to pay for his sins first, which he never sinned when he was here as Yahushua. He had to pay for the sins from the time that when he, just like we say, when you leave your body, your spirit leaves your body and goes back to the Heavenly Father. What happens? You receive a judgment, and after the third or fourth generation, you'll return and you'll have to pay for whatever sin that you did. Okay, so that's what he had to do. But now, right now, what's happening is if you come under the rod and you come back into the agreement, the bond or the agreement of the covenant, okay, that you will not. There's men that are standing here that shall not see death. Okay, so that when all hell starts breaking loose, you have that that mark of exemption. Okay. All right, so let me continue reading. Okay, so thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword, okay, shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessings wherewith his father blessed him, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Okay, so he's actually right now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to, because they understand what's going on right now. The devil has come down having great wrath, knowing he has a short time, Revelations 12 and 12. Because he understands that now that these men that have been teaching the new covenant, and we are coming under the bond or the agreement. Once that number is sealed, once the elect are sealed, then all hell is going to break loose. And Esau, and even if he tries to move right now, it's not going to work out too well for him. Okay, so what he doesn't understand is that he can't change prophecy. All right, period, point blank. So what's going to happen is he's going to move very shortly. Okay, he's trying to create a situation where he can make a certain group of people look bad. Okay, So, and I was watching a short earlier, and a sister, a Jake sister, she said, you know, what these white people are doing is they are waiting for black people, okay, to join their revolution. Basically, they want the blacks to start the revolution. The white man wants to go out and protest, and they were looking at black people like, "Yo, why the fuck ain't you helping us?" You know. But every time we were out there, they were just like one of my bosses, the owner of this company I worked for. I got into an argument with this motherfucker because he was talking shit about the people that were protesting George Floyd being murdered. Okay, and me and him got into it, and then another white dude tried to put his 2 cents in, and I was ready to fuck him up. And then the owner of the company was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, nah, nope, because he knows his ass would have got sued." That was me and another brother working there, you know. And he didn't. He wanted to fire me, but he waited. I think it was like 3, maybe 4 months later. He got me on some dumb shit. But the white boy was doing worse shit than I. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what the fuck? All right, motherfucker. You know. But anyways, the sister was saying how the white people are waiting for blacks, and this is what they're waiting for. Okay, they haven't started putting their hands on blacks per se. They stop a couple here and there because they are looking for people that are Benjamites, okay, and Levites right now. All right. So what they're going to do is they're going to start putting their hands on those people, and then it's going to move to anybody of color. Okay. This is what's going to provoke Jake. Okay, Jacob shall be a terror unto Egypt, because when they start doing this shit to Jakes and they start slamming people and killing people of color, just anybody of color, and it's all these white people doing it. And you Negroes that are fucking in ICE, man, I can't wait till they start kicking you in your fucking ass too. Okay, I can't wait till they take your gun and your fucking ammo and all your other shit, your bulletproof vest, and they tell you, yo, we got to detain you because, you know, the president said that you might be a threat. People in the military, black cops, Latino cops, they start putting they'll start disarming you. They said if there's an uprising of black people in America, that one of the first things they're going to do in the military is disarm all the fucking soldiers of color. They're going to disarm them and detain them. That's what they said. Okay, that's one of those reports. Okay, when you go into some of the operations, okay, that they have, that's one of that. King Alfred, I believe it's the King Alfred or Rex 84. Okay, when you go into that, when you read what they're going to do, they tell you that they're going to disarm any soldiers of color that are in the military and police officers. Okay, because they know that we're going to get in their ass, man. They know that, and they're telling. Brought the video up yesterday about us receiving spiritual power. They understand that. That's why they have super soldiers. That's why they have robots, because they know the average Edomite. Most of these fucking white people, you know, can't fight worth shit, man. You know, you see how it takes sometimes fucking 6 goddamn cops to get one motherfucking man down. You know, and then you got the brothers out here, or even at the average Edomite. You know, you got an Edomite here, right here in York, Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, I was driving in my truck coming up 83, and when I got on the Route 30, coming towards my base, I saw all kind of state troopers flying the fuck up the road. And then I got home and found out this nigga done shot like fucking 4 cops, killed 2, I think, killed 4 police officers, one man. You see? But they wanna provoke a whole fucking nation of people that are armed, and don't realize that shit ain't gonna work out too well for them, man. When these people start shooting back at these ICE agents, they're fucked. Because see, like I was saying, the Most High is going to send His Son back, who was Isaac, that gave the blessing, to take the blessing away. I'm removing your blessing, man. I'm gonna take it back because you wielded the sword deceitfully and in wickedness, man. Okay. Alrighty, Esau. All right. Okay. All right. Psalm 73, the mystery of prosperous wickedness. Just like I said. All right, prosperous wickedness, because they yielded the sword in wickedness, man, to get all of the wealth of the earth, man, for themselves. All right, Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Their pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Like I just got done saying, they took the sword and they became proud as hell because the sword is their blessing, so they can pretty much kick ass without impunity. Okay, but these nations that say that they are weak, all right, these weak nations are saying, man, fuck that, we're strong. If we come together, we can deal with this bitch. We can take that ass down. Okay, all right, and that's what's taking place right now. Even their allies, man. The European Union is pissed the fuck off that they're talking about going into Greenland and Canada. You see? They're trying to go. They're like, yo, we're going to invade Canada because we don't want the Russians to come into Canada. Well, if you were playing nice and not putting sanctions on fucking Canada, your neighbor, you understand, you know, they would probably have your back, man, if you had to fight fucking Russia or China. You dumbasses. This is how stupid. That's why the scripture that I read earlier about a base man, okay, and how the Most High can put the basis of men in power, okay. He can put the basis of men in power on the earth to show His power. I'm the Most High. I can put whoever I want to put in power. I'm gonna even put the basis of men in power. You know. And you know that Esau's a base man because he still acts like a child, man. You know? He brings all the fucking toys to the playground, and if you don't play right, he gonna take his toys back from you. I'm taking my shit home. I'm losing. Every time I come out here with my stuff, I lose. So I'm taking my stuff home since I'm losing. Or I'm gonna change the game. I'm gonna change the rules in the game since it's my shit. Okay. All right. All right. Verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. And they do. The elites of Esau Edom, okay, the Rothschilds, DuPonts, Bilderbergers, Gettys, Oppenheimers, okay, Trump's broke compared to these people, okay. So at the end of the day, if you understand one thing, these people have so much. They have so many toys. They have nice shit. Okay, probably shit that we don't even see advertised because why would they advertise something that no motherfucking body can really afford? Okay, all right. You see some of these concept cars and shit. They got some of these things, man. You see some of these luxury yachts and shit. You know, they have all of these things. Okay, Slovakia. Damn, they have these things, man. You know, they live in homes that we can't imagine. They some of their kids are spoiled rotten, and they have things that we can't even imagine having in this lifetime, man. Okay, we could hit this Powerball for a 1.5 billion, and we still wouldn't see half the shit that they got, man. We couldn't. We still can't afford it. Some of it. Okay. All right, these people have wealth beyond belief here on the earth, man. They have more than their hearts could wish, and they still want more. They want everything. What did that fucking weirdo say? Klaus Schwab. Where's he at, anyways? Anybody seen anything out of that weird ass nigga? He looked like Doctor. What's the fuck is the name of that dude on Austin Powers that does with the pinky and shit all the time? He looked just like that nigga, don't he? He looks just like him. Uh-huh. What do they call him? The villain. The villain on a superhero movie. Yeah, he fits the criteria big time. All right. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doth our power, how does God know, and is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, there are the ungodly who prosper in the world, they increase in riches. See? And they think that the Most High don't see them. But we know that the eyes of the Most High are brighter than the sun, man. 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Okay? So we know that the Most High knows exactly what they're doing because I brought it out yesterday. Or, yeah, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was. That the Most High, what is that scripture? Let me see something here real quick. I want to bring that out. But the angels come and they seal your instructions for the next day. Okay. Yeah, I'm roughly paraphrasing it because I kind of forgot it. Oh, it's right in Proverbs. Yeah. All right. Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart deviseth his way. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But Yahweh directeth his steps. Okay. So the Most High is putting these people in. He's making Trump do what he's doing. Okay. And he's putting it on the hearts of these people. Okay. These unwise kings to do what they're doing. That's what he does. Okay. He's directing their steps. All right. This is why I've said they can't change prophecy. All right. They can't change it and they won't be able to change it. All right. Okay. Psalms 83, and I'll start at 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Okay. That's the United Nations have taken crafty counsel against the children of Israel. All of this shit that's going on right now, ICE agents out there and the white people protesting. We know that Egyptian is going to fight against Egyptian, but the whole idea is, and you can see it started at the Northern Kingdom, but it's slowly transitioning into all of Israel because they're going to come at Levi, then they're going to come at they're coming at Levi and Benjamin. I believe next month they're going to start to arrest Benjamites and Levites that are supposedly here illegally. Okay, illegally. Okay. Then what they're saying is what we're hearing through the grapevine is that they're going to start with, okay, if your great grandparents, okay, if your grandparents weren't born in America, then you're here illegally. Okay. So then, okay, so this is the thing. So then, guess what? All of you white people need to start packing some fucking bags too. Okay, because the whole thing is they're coming at the Israelites. All right, they want the Israelites to react. They want to call for martial law. Okay, they want to start detaining everybody, white, black, sympathizers that want to be trying to help the blacks and Latinos, like right now. Okay, they're going to come after everybody and they're going to lock this place down. And what they don't understand is once they open up Pandora's box, okay, that is it for the so-called white man. That's it for you. Once you open Pandora's box, that's your ass. I read it in the beginning. Okay, there's a boundary that you cannot pass. Okay, you will no longer be in control of the situation once you do that. All right, Esau. All right. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation." What did I just get done saying? Let's get. Hey, man, we finally. This is it. We can't continue because they're teaching the new covenant right now. We can't continue. They're waking up. They're waking up the elect. We can't let them do this. If we continue to allow them to teach and wake people up, what is going to happen to us? Right? All right. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white men. The Ishmaelites are the Arabs, Moab, okay, the Chinese, and the Hagarenes, which are Arabs, Gabal, Hamites, Ammon, the Japanese, Amalek, okay, which is the chief tribe of the nation of Edom, or the Amalekites, okay, the big nose, little hats, all right, the Philistines, which are Hamites, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have helped. They have helped the children of Lot, Selah, okay, are the Assyrians. Assur are the Assyrians, okay. So they have an agreement to get rid of the children of Israel so that they can continue to rule themselves on the earth and do as they will. Okay, but like I said, when they do, when that agreement that they have made with each other is going to fall apart. Okay, because Esau, Edom wants to continue to be the rulers over everyone on the earth, and you have another tribe of Edomites in the name of the Russians, and then you have Moab, the Chinese, that are saying, "Nah, bro, nah, we can't continue to let you be in control, man. You know, you're doing too much." You know what I'm saying? You see, they want to be. Esau wants to be in control over the whole planet. He wants to enslave everybody. Okay, that's the plan. I want to enslave everybody. You see, that's the plan. And these other nations ain't having it, man, no more. They're like, nah, yeah, we don't want the Israelites to be in control, but we damn sure don't want you white people to be in control no more. Okay, all right. Yes, sir. All right. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Okay. After the third and fourth generation, you come back. So you're going to be punished. These Edomites that are here right now are going to be punished. Okay. For what they have done in the past. All right. They got to pay. They have to live out their judgment. So a lot of these Edomites are going to be killed on this side when they come back through the loins of those that are left. Those that are still alive, when they come back through the loins, when their spirit comes back down here, they're going to be in slavery when they come back. Okay, for 1,000 years. Okay, they may be. We might put their ass to death. We may put their ass to death. You know, just because. You know, that Edomite looked at me, and we might go over there and slice his ass to pieces, man. You know, or go beat him to death with our bare hands. You know, just because he put his head up and looked at me. You see. So this is why I said prepare slaughter, okay? Because not only on this side, okay, are they going to get put down, all right? And then the thermal, like it said, they're not going to have any mercy. The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary said that there will be no mercy for Esau, Edom. Okay? So if one Edomite looks at you or looks at your woman, you know, trying to be fresh, and you slice his ass to pieces, he's going to go back into the spirit world. After 3 or 4 generations, he's going to come back. and he's going to be in slavery. And that's going to happen. He might live, or might live to be an old man that time. Okay? He lived to be an old man. He'll die. He'll come back, and he'll be a slave again. And after 1,000 years, we're going to round him up. And that's in the book of Obadiah. Matter of fact, that's in the book of Obadiah. I think I'm up too far here, y'all. Yeah, let me grab it in here, because I got tabs and all kind of stuff is in the way. Yeah. Ooh-wee. Yep. Should have had my tablet over here too, but yep, after 1,000 years, oops, went too far. Yep, after 1,000 years, Obadiah 1 and 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire. Okay, that's the southern kingdom. And the house of Joseph, the northern kingdom, or the Latinos, Native American Indians, a flame. And the house of Esau, the so-called white man, for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Okay, so for for 1,000 years, you're gonna come back as a slave, and you're either gonna live, you're gonna be worked to death, you're gonna work until you get too old, and you're gonna die. Okay, I don't know if there's gonna be any motherfucking old folks homes for you, as I believe once you fall over in that motherfucking thing and you can't be taken and you can't work no motherfucker more, then you're useless, man. Okay, we ain't gonna be fucking trying to feed no extra mouth that ain't doing shit, just laying around pooping and shit on yourself. Nah, bro, you gotta get rid of you. You know. And after that 1,000 years, like you come back, maybe you may have for 1,000 years, you may come back maybe 6 to 8 times, man. You might come back 6, 8 times, man. You know, or 6 to 9 times, 6 to 10. You know, and you'll be here for 1,000 years, 6 to 10 times, getting your ass kicked, man. Getting old, dying. You know, depending on how if you lived old, if you live to be an old man every time, you know, that's what's gonna happen to you, man. That is what's gonna happen to you. All right, Esau. Yep. Isaiah 34 and 5. Okay, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse. The judgment, the sword of our power, Yahweh, is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat and the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, okay, that's a city in Mount Seir, okay, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, okay, and Idumea is a Greek way of saying Edom. All right, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I read Psalms the 83rd chapter. Okay, because there is a controversy. Yo, who are the real Israelites? Now the people are starting to find out. This is why Esau has to move, man. Them little hat big nose people are telling these people over here, yo, bro, you got to get these motherfuckers under control, cause this shit it's we're being exposed. We're being exposed, so we have to get everybody on board to get rid of the Israelites, man. once and for all. We had them hidden, you know. We covered the faces of the judges. That's what I read that earlier. Job 9:24. They covered the faces of the judges thereof. So they hid us. Okay, we were hidden. All right, and called bywords. All right, but now that we have the first hour, the third hour, the sixth hour, and the ninth hour came, they started waking everybody up. Okay, when there were a group, when there was a certain group of men that came in at the end of the 10th hour, okay, and going into the 11th, we woke up, and then at the 11th hour, he said, "Okay, I need these. These are the men. I got all these men that are going to do what I need done. It's a small number, but they're going to get it done. They're going to teach the new covenant, and I'm going to direct their steps." Okay, and we got the believers, the helps. All right. And them those people are talking to people about the new covenant. You see, so people, and then this event that's taking place right now, a massive civil unrest situation is at hand, and people are going when this shit starts getting, when it gets to the point where these ICE agents are going to start shooting people down on the streets. I'm gonna fucking tell you right now, a lot of people are going to start looking for answers. What the fuck is? Why is this happening? I told you it's going to pop up on these people's feeds. They're going to be on YouTube and TikTok and all these other things, looking for answers. What is going on? What is going on? And they're going to, a lot of these people are going to start seeing the teaching of the new covenant. Okay, they dare to compare. Go and listen to the One West doctrine, and then come and listen to the men that are teaching the new covenant. Dare to compare. This is why they don't put our videos up. This is why they don't take our videos and use our videos to say these men are going off. This is why. Because they know that they can't do that. Because we're right. Because if people start hearing our teaching, they're going to be like, wait a minute, well, the apostles taught the new covenant. Why the fuck ain't they teaching it? You see? All right. Yeah. You brothers, man, y'all are in fucking trouble, man. I'm telling you. All right. Salakio. I'm reading out of my old trusty. You don't know? All right. Yeah, matter of fact, let me read this before I get this over here. Yep. Yep. Let me read this real quick before I read this other one. Chapter 46, Isaiah 46 and 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasures. Okay? So the counsel of the Most High is what? What did he send his son with? He sent his son with the new covenant. Okay? So Yahushua taught the new covenant. The apostles taught the new covenant. The book of Daniel tells you that you will come and back at the end of days in your lot. So what would the men that would call themselves apostles be doing at the end? They would be teaching salvation, the new covenant. Okay, they would be teaching you. They would be teaching you the history. Okay, which goes into the birth of Jacob and Jacob. Okay, and Esau. All right, and who their lineage is, who are the lineage, who are the seed of Jacob, and who are the seed of Esau, Edom. We'd have to understand that. Okay, we would have to know who our forefathers are. Okay, and Elder Bivens came and taught us and brought us back to, okay, our forefathers, man. Okay, that's history. Then we would have to understand our laws, statutes, commandments, dietary, and so on. Okay, then we'd have to understand the prophecies. Okay, this is the council. All right. And when Yahweh Shah was given a new covenant from the Heavenly Father, what did he do? He brought it here and he taught it to the apostles. That is his counsel. Okay? So we would have to teach the new covenant at the end. We would have to teach salvation. Okay? Because we understand who Esau Edom is at this point in time. And we have to understand that we have been taken captive. All right? And we are still captives of the nation of Edom. This is why Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua said, if a man stealeth a man and I find him in that man's hand, then that man must be put to death. Okay? Where this is the bloody city, okay? And there was innocent blood shed here. So what has to cleanse this this land? The blood of the man that shed that innocent blood. So Esau has shed blood in this country, so Esau's blood must be shed here. That's why there's going to be a great sacrifice in Basra. There's going to be a great slaughter in Basra, in Idumea, okay, in Edom, the so-called white man has to be put the fuck down on this land, okay, through civil war, race war, okay, and ultimately a thermonuclear destruction, okay. And then this land will no longer be habitable. We will no longer inhabit. Nobody will be allowed to come over here and set up tent. Okay? At all. This will be a monument. Our children will be flying over this place in chariots being told about the men that stood stiffly for the name of the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. Okay? They will be told about all of the things that are taking place right now. These 12, 15 men stood up to all Israel. Okay? His name at the time was Kam Yakal. His name at the time was Shalom Abba. His name at the time was Banar Belli. His name at the time was Yahweh the Maccabees. His name at the time was Mawazar. Okay? These are the men that stand. These are the 12 that are going to be right next to Yahweh Shah. They're going to be right underneath King David, man. Okay, who's getting ready to be revealed soon, very soon. Okay. His name was two witnesses at the time. His name was, okay. And so on and so on. These men stood stiffly, man, for the name. They stood stiffly for the new covenant. They brought many to salvation. Okay? All right? When my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. I'm going to make sure that these men are accounted for. I'm going to make sure that everybody in Israel knows who they are. Okay? All right? Isaiah 47 and 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon you, upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their father. This shit is going to happen so fast. Okay? When Esau finally makes his move and Judah becomes a terror unto Egypt, the other nations are going to have to fucking come and help these people, man. Then you're going to have men with spiritual power. The other nations are going to have to come help. Then when they start exhibiting that real serious spirit, not just healing people, but doing some Marvel movie shit. Okay, all right. You see the X-Men. You see when you can't touch us. You understand? Then they're going to have to nuke this place, man. The other nations are going to be like, yo, yo, you better get the fuck out of there. You use anybody that doesn't is not off of this land in this amount of time. You're gonna die because we're gonna nuke the shit out of this place. Look at these men. We can't let them get the fuck out of there. We can't let them leave that place. Okay. We can't let them escape that land, man. Okay? That's when we're going to be taken into the chariots. All right? For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly. I just said it's going to happen fast, all right? Which thou shalt not know. Okay, just think. See, Esau, the unwise king, he is setting. And my wife, man, she said this the other day. We were sitting and talking, and she said, they don't really understand that all of the hatred that they're pushing out is actually destroying them. It's not affecting anybody else, it's affecting them. Okay? So what they don't understand is all of this hatred that they're portraying. Okay? They're just rah, rah, rah. I hate you. I fucking hate you. Get out of my country. Go get them, kill them, shoot them, arrest them, kick them out the country. All of this hatred. When Judah actually finally has enough, when they cut that money off and Judah has had enough, all of the relaxing that they've been doing, staying out of the limelight, not getting into the protest, when they come out them motherfucking houses, when Judah comes out of them houses because they don't have no money and no food, they're gonna tear this fucking place to pieces. Okay? And when Ephraim and all the other tribes see this, they're gonna join in, and the so-called white man ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. Okay, it's gonna happen so fast that they're gonna tear this fucking place to pieces, and the white man ain't gonna have a fucking clue. That's what this just got done saying. All right. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Okay, always all over the goddamn world trying to run other people's shit. Okay, all right. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Okay? Tell all your wizards and witches and all of these other people, what was that? The brother went into it. The angel came down, put a lying spirit on the prophets. Okay? Because that's what a lot of these witches, they do. They go and tell the president, okay, and all these other congressmen, yeah, you guys are good. Don't worry about it. Everything looks perfect. It's all aligned. All right, you'll get it done. All right, don't worry. We're going to take these people down, and we'll get rid of all of them. And that's what Satan's telling them. Okay, that the angel, he said, Satan, where are you coming from? Oh, I just came to and fro on the earth trying to see where I can get to sin. Have you considered my servant Job? And Job, when you go into the 7 plagues, okay, that befell Job, that goes into the 7 major captivities of the children of Israel. Okay, so have you considered trying to get my elect? Okay. And we remain faithful, just like Job. Okay? Through all the bullshit that we've been through, man, are still going through. We still remain faithful. Okay? So at the end of the day, Esau, he's in for a rude fucking awakening, man. Okay, he really is. Behold, they shall be as stubble; the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. Thus shall they, thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander, every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. Nobody is coming to the rescue, Esau. Okay? If you think that you're going to allow China and Russia to come into America as a peacekeeping force or a UN force, what they're going to be coming in here to do is to loot. All right? And to kill at will, even your own people. Okie dokie. All right, let me check. Let me see. I got Micah underneath that, so I'm going to go to Micah real quick. It's 2 and 3. All right. Yep, I'm going to read that. Micah 2 and 3. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, our power, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim HaKadosh. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel at Ruwell, and Shalom to the Akim, Akwathim, and the Speckled Bird listening and learning. Shalom. Salakia.